Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Zachariah the Ghost. Guys, I was watching episode 11 and episode 12 of The Wife. And they started the episode 11, by going back and showing us, what really happened on the previous episode. And we find out that Mkhele, after beating Shlomo, he went to drink and he couldn't deal with, the shame and everything that he did because he went home and he slept on the floor. So when the Zulu brothers, came home or showed up, they find out that Mkhele is sleeping on the floor. And I remember Ngoba was like saying, man, that is bad. Why do you decide to sleep on the floor? And now Kawe was there and he was like saying, no, Butum Dala, he must tell us what he did to Shlomo. And now Mkhele was not even looking good because he was even saying, Ndingimali, I need money. Can you please help me? Can you please, at least give me your car keys? But the older brother Nkosana wanted to know that what do you want to do with the car keys? Because you are still drunk, And he said, no, can you please borrow me the car keys? And he gave him the car keys, and other brothers were not happy because they knew that the way he was like still drunk and he can, cause a car accident or something. Then we didn't know that he's going to drive all the way to KZN because now they revealed that, the Zulu brothers, they're staying at Naturena, Soweto. So now he drove all the way to KZN, and when he arrived, he found out that Shlomo, she told him everything. And the father was not happy to hear that, Shlomo, who was so bright at school, who was an A student, winning awards every grade, is this type of a girl who can leave the man who really loves her so much and go and date the guy who can put hands on her, And he was not happy about it because he said, if I, get him, if I just touch him with my own hands, I'm going to kill him with my own hands. And Shlomo was like saying, Asiko is demo, there's no need for that because I broke up with him. The whole family was excited because they don't want to see their daughter being in the abusive relationship. They were all happy, not knowing that Mkhele is on his way to KZN, to Shlomo's house. And now, when he arrived, he sent, the little girl to go and call Shlomo to say, there is somebody outside who is calling, this and that. And that's the typical way of, how things are done in the rural areas. When you want to see somebody or your girlfriend or this and that, you cannot just go into the house or just, say, I want so and so, let me just go. You have to respect the family, you have to respect the father, you have to respect the mom, and send somebody to go there and speak on your behalf. Try to call that person for you. That's how it's done. I respect that because they did their homework, and these people, they know exactly what they're doing when they're writing this kind of TV shows. Now, when Shlomo came out, she, find out that it wasn't Mkhele outside. She tried to run away. Mkhele said, give me a chance to fix this, And I couldn't understand, how do you fix it? How do you tell somebody that you just abused to say, give me the chance to fix it? What are you going to fix? Because you're going to say sorry, but you already beat the person. There is no other way. I didn't see any other way that Mkhele can fix it the way he said he will fix it. And here is the interesting part. While Shlomo was at home, talking to her parents, and they deciding, or the father deciding that, I decided that you will stay here at home, you're not going to go back to Johannesburg simply because of what is happening in Johannesburg. I don't like, what is happening. I want you to be here at KZN and, find a job or just see what you can do here at home. Now, Shlomo received a phone call from Constable Mabaso. It might be Mabaso or Mabasa, but I think it's Mabaso, who said, you said if we have development from the story of the heist, we must call you so that you can do the follow-up. Remember, Shlomo, she is a journalist, well-known journalist, and now she's been investigating the heist. And now she found a number plate at the crime scene. And now that number plate belongs to Mkhele's family. and Mkhele is the boyfriend to Hlomo, the one who abused Hlomo, and Mkhele is the same guy who is parked outside, the gate. And now she is dealing with that. And now what I just sat down and I look at it, I was like saying, will Constable Mabaso phone call make Hlomo to go back to Johannesburg to continue with the case, to see if she can find more details, with the heist? And what will happen when she find out that the person who was involved in the heist is the same abusive boyfriend? It's gonna be one of the best TV shows, because there will be a huge twist. And on the other side, we have seen that, the Majola brothers, after they came back, they had a meeting with Udlagadla and also the Zulu brothers. And Nkosana said, you know what, Nkosana had to go and attend the meeting with Kawe. And he said, I'll allow you to have 2 taxis. But after they got 2 taxis, they started to plan of saying, we need to follow, the Zulu brothers everywhere they go so that we can get our revenge. And we must also put the trackers to their taxis so that we can know exactly where they are. We can monitor their movements. And they did that. They used some other young guys who can put the tracker easily, and they put the tracker so that everything that they're doing, they will know exactly what they're doing. Now, the Zulu brothers were sitting down, planning to do another heist. But the problem was that they don't have Mkhele, because of Mkhele is in KZN. He's trying to fix his relationship with Hlomo. Now, they had to call the other younger Zulu brother so that he can go in there and help them. I have to remember his name. He has to go there and help them because of they needed extra men to go and do the job. And now, at the end of episode 12, because right now I'm talking about episode 11 and episode 12, because I'm trying to cut everything so that the video cannot be that long. Now, they revealed that when they were busy talking, other family members like Ngoba, Kawe, and Kawe, they didn't want that younger Zulu brother to be involved in a heist. They said, no, what we're doing is dangerous. We need people who can go and, fight. Because it's going to be war. We need serious gunmen. We don't want somebody who is still learning how to shoot, And now, unfortunately, they couldn't have Mkhele because of he was busy fixing his relationship. And now, they've showed us that the Majola brothers went to see one of their father's friend who is, well known for guns. And he said, you know what, based on the relationship that you had with my father, we are here on a favor and we know that you have a good relationship with the Zulu brothers, but we need guns. And that guy decided to give Kwaza the AK-47, the heavy machines, the rifles that when they go to war, it's just game over. And we didn't know that they wanted those guns to go and be involved in a heist again. Because they gave us a great scene whereby we have seen Majola family and the Zulu family, at war, they were shooting at each other. It was a gunfight. And the money was in between. And the Zulu brothers has to run and leave money behind. And that was the first time we have seen Zulu brothers, being defeated by other family members or by the Majolas. It was a great scene. Simply because of at the end, we have seen that they decided to go do everything the way they do, their stuff. But now because of they didn't have Mkhele, because he's well experienced and he is a powerful gunman. He's a shooter. He doesn't hold back. Now they took the young man who is still an amateur, who doesn't know what to do, so that they can go and do the job. They arrived there. They did that cash transfer well, and they managed to deal with the securities. They took the money. After they put the money in the taxi and they started, driving away, there comes another quantum that blocked them, and they started, getting rains of bullets. It was heavy machines that they couldn't even, go against. The Zulu brothers has to run away and leave the money. And now that's when the Majola brothers came and took all the money and they were celebrating while they were going home. And I don't know if it's the end of, the power of the Zulu brothers, or are they going to bounce back? Because now the Majola brothers right now, they have a lot of money. Because of, remember, these guys, the Zulu brothers, when they do heists, it's always over 3 million or 4 million, because we had that, the last heist that they did, it was, 3.5 million rand. And now it might be a lot of money, and they can take that money and buy more taxis and get back to business and get more men so that they can fight against the Zulu brothers. It was a great episode. And on the other side, they've shown us that, Mkhele didn't go after Shomo decided not to speak with him. He camped there. He slept there. Until Mr. Dladla, Shomo's father, decided to approach, the car, and he wanted to know, look, man, I don't even know you. What is really happening? Because I've seen you from yesterday early in the morning, and you were here the whole day. Even if at night the car is still here, and today I still see you here. What are you doing here? That's when he said, no, I'm here because I just want to see my girlfriend, but it's difficult for me to see her. And Mr. Dladla was like saying, why don't you just call her? He was like saying, she switched off the phone. Okay, why don't you just go to her house where she stays so that you can see her, rather than parking to my gate the whole day? And he said, no, I cannot just go to another man's house, and demand to see the daughter. That's disrespect, And now Mr. Dladla wanted to know who is he, and that's when he said, I am Mkhele Zulu. And he got angry. He said, oh, you are the guy who beat my daughter. Now that's when Mkhele, Shomo's father decided to punch, Mkhele. And it was just horrible, because Mkhele was like on the floor. He was beating him so bad. And now Shomo came out, and he saw that the father was brutally beating Mkhele, and Mkhele was not fighting back. Mkhele was just looking at Shomo, and he was taking all the punishment, all those punches. And later the father, when he came back to the house, you can see that the father is furious, he is angry, and Shomo, felt pity, or she was just feeling sorry for Mkhele, because we have seen that she kept on looking at Mkhele because he didn't go. He camped, he went back, and he sat in the car, waited, to see Shomo. And at the end, Shomo came out with, a bowl of water, and she was like helping, to rinse blood, or to wipe him and make sure that he is clean. And that was the repeat of what happened, because remember, Mkhele was beaten by Kawe, and now Shomo had to go to the bathroom and help him. And now the father is beating Mkhele again, and she has to go with water, and she opened the door and she started helping him there, and he had to apologize. And she was like saying, why didn't you fight back? And he was like saying, you know what, I cannot fight back because he's your father, I respect him, and I cannot put hands on the man who gave birth to a beautiful woman like you, because Shomo was like saying, why didn't you fight back? Are you only beating women? Why were you not fighting back? Because I thought you like fighting. I thought you like punching people, but I was surprised you didn't even throw a single punch. And he won her heart, man, because she went back home, she started packing things, and she decided to go back to Johannesburg with him. And it was just shocking, because the father was like saying, you know what, if you ever step out of that house, don't you ever come back here. And Shomo made a choice. She decided to say, you know what, Dad, I'm going out, I'm going to open that door, I'm going to walk out, and I have to go back to Johannesburg, I have to work, and she went back to Naturena with her abusive boyfriend, and he said he learned a lesson. He's not going to put hands on her again. He's going to be the person who will be there for her, because she was like saying, what you did, you really hurt me, simply because of I thought you are the one who will be protecting me. But I was surprised when you are the one who is attacking me. But the fact that the father did like sort of a revenge for her, she felt like, you know what, he paid the price. She felt like, okay, maybe he is sorry because of he spent the whole night here. I can see that, he took my father's punches and he didn't fight back. That means he's really sorry, But I think one of the Zulu brothers, he was shot during, the gunfight. But we will see what will happen on episode 13, guys. Episode 12 was mind-blowing. Remember, I decided to cover episode 11 and 12 simply because of, by the time I was, talking about episode 10, I did chop a bit of episode 11. So I'm like, let me just merge the two episodes together. Guys, it was great. And now what is shocking is that, Shlomo decided to disrespect her parents and go with the abusive boyfriend who said he will change. Now it shows that, the picture that we saw Shlomo and Mkhele, like getting married or whatever, it looks like it's going to happen. And we will see, what will happen in episode 13, guys. But episode 12, it was a great episode, and I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. Thank you.